Hi, we're here at the latest installment of HDTV. We're at Manifest in DC with the entrepreneur KJ Hughes. Thanks so much for joining us here today.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for coming to DC.
And your mom was a beautician as well?
A salon called Shelton's.
Okay.
The who's of that era were frequented at that salon. So I came up, I grew up there, learned a lot, earned my first dollar sweeping hair. That's where I think I got my entrepreneurial spirit, is kind of seeing that transaction of, provide a service, get tipped right on the spot.
Right.
There's nothing like seeing that exchange, right, to get your juices flowing.
So what did you want to create in here?
A feeling.
Yeah.
A vibe, right? I think that's the key to hospitality is, right, how does it make you feel?
Yeah.
We wanted the vibe to be a place where you could be here all day.
Yeah.
It's some people's barbershop, but it's some people's coffee shop, and it's other people's boutique. So we wanted to find a way to make sure that all those things could cohesively coexist.
Yeah. I love it. Well, let's go see. So you worked with Snarkitecture, right, on the design. How did you pick them, and what was that collaboration like?
I knew that just opening up a regular barbershop was going to fall flat. And all of the things that we were trying to do could not be done without, a design team that truly understood what experiential really meant. Right. We wanted to make sure, like I said, the barbershop of the past was no more, right? Yeah. That toxic masculinity that you may assume comes with the barbershop, the idea that you have to be one thing or another to go to a type of barbershop. We wanted to dispel that. We wanted this to be a place of community, a place where everyone felt safe and everyone felt deserving of this, kind of experience, right. Regardless of, socioeconomic status or race or sex, right? We wanted to make sure that we presented this in a way that made you aspire, right? To say, damn, I deserve that. We wanted to go with warm colors. We wanted to go with colors, like I said, that felt inviting and that weren't distracting, right? We wanted to blend into the moment and not be the moment. And you think about luxury, especially for the African-American community, sometimes, luxury doesn't mean us, right? It's never necessarily meant us in the past. So, we are hesitant to use the word luxury because the idea around luxury usually means them, right? And not us. So we wanted to make sure that we had elements here that made you feel elevated but we want to stay away from trying to dictate the feeling. We're just here to provide a backdrop, and I think that's what true hospitality is. Yeah. So this is our, coffee bar. We wanted to be very intentional about our offering. Everything we do needed to be at the top and the highest quality because I think that's important, especially as a Black business, right? It's important for us to swing for the fences.
And so besides the coffee bar and the beautiful barbershop and the retail, you even took it one step further.
Well, let's stop at the retail. I mean, this is real, right? Barney's was an inspiration for me. Barney's closed. That was where I went and shopped, all the time. I can only speak from my experience and put, an African-American lens on it. As a Black man walking into a high-end boutique and not purchasing something, that pains me. Yeah. Like if I walk in, and I take 45 minutes of your time and I don't find anything, I feel bad. Why? Because I know that there's some, maybe it's a projection, right? But I feel like in your mind, it's like, damn, I knew you couldn't afford it anyway. And so what we wanted to do and the way we buy, right? My partner, Brian, is amazing. He has the best eye. We wanted brands that were in Barney's and Saks that, you look up and say, oh shit, you got that? Yeah. Right? We wanted those. And then we wanted some brands that if you were like me and you weren't necessarily shopping by brand, you were, right, being exposed to something new. Right. But we wanted it in an approachable style. But once you come and you've had your haircut and you've shopped and you've had your coffee and day turns into night,
there's something else.
Get excited. Yeah. Nothing's dope without a speakeasy, right? So out of office is your after work indulgence. I modeled this after a good old hotel lobby bar.
Yeah.
6 seats, very cozy. It's reservation only. We hide the link on our website through like a little Easter egg where we've been open since December, so 9.5 months. We're sold out pretty much every weekend. You see the same type of tile as we have downstairs. Right. We wanted to bring that in. It does create, a little bit of cohesive vibe, right? We didn't want you to feel like you were in a totally different setting.
Right.
Every turn was, hey, you dreaming too big. Right. Hey, slow it down. And without those hurdles, we would never have accomplished this, because every time they told me no, I'm like, nah, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Now I want to do it even more.
That's awesome. Yeah. Challenge accepted.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Amazing.
So the curve wall, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
They had to like wet the drywall and wet the baseboards to curve them. Really important for the design, because again, we wanted the idea of continuity, right? Continuation. Arches again, right? Throughout. This was your Instagram moment, yes. Right? Carpeted walls. You post up after the bathroom, take a quick selfie in the mirror. Again, archways. This was kind of our, photo booth moment.
Awesome.
We wanted this to be an area that, people could come and be proud of, kind of the exclusivity of it and the privacy of it. So the other hurdle, right, is the uniqueness about this building. One, it's historic.
Yeah.
And then two, it has 2 fronts.
Interesting.
So the side that you came in downstairs is Florida Avenue, and the other side, which is heavily residential, is Vernon Street.
Okay.
So in true speakeasy fashion, you enter one way and exit the other.
Interesting.
We use the downstairs for barbershop, retail, coffee. Second floor is your speakeasy. The third floor is our internal operations office. And then the fourth floor, if you're ever in the market for a residential unit, or you need somewhere to stay when you're in town, I'll show you a little bit of that.
Okay.
Sneak peek.
And it's called a abode, right?
It's called a abode.
I love it. All right, let's go.
So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath residential unit, but I love buttons and gadgets and technology.
All right, so we're up here. The views are incredible.
This was worth it, right?
Yeah, totally.
Huge hurdles, zoning hurdles, regulatory hurdles, one being something called GAR, which is green area ratio. That's how, I guess, cities make sure that you have enough greenery and trees, and something that I had never heard about before. So we actually had to put a green roof on.
No.
When I looked at this, it was just, a myriad of problems that I just had to tackle one by one, and figure out, how to make sure that the feeling that I wanted to deposit, right, was actually being received in that way. I didn't realize how my journey throughout my 20s would lead me back to hospitality, but my first success was in hospitality as a party promoter in this city, and that's what I said I wanted to be when I went to Rutgers University. That's the reason why I went. I wanted to be close to New York because I wanted to be in hospitality, and life threw some twists and turns, and had to drop out and find my way, and then eventually went back, got my degree, got a master's, and now I'm a professor at the University of Maryland. I mean,
it's amazing.
We could have episode upon episode about manifestation, and so it's definitely full circle that we're standing on a rooftop in a city that I grew up in, talking about a journey of all journeys.
Hope there's more in the future.
Please.
That we will see.
Yes.